Hello, welcome to the Jellyfish Journals. My name is Susie, and this is part 1 of my 2025 reading journal setup. I have kept journals for a very long time, most of my life actually, and this is the first time I've decided to set up a dedicated reading journal. My current journal is something of a mishmash of a junk journal, Bible journal, art journal, creative journal, whatever you want to call it, and a little bit of reading journal thrown in there. I currently watch a lot of YouTube videos and I get a lot of ideas from other journalists. And as I've seen ideas that I like, I have duplicated them my own way and put them in my junk journal. And it's been fun. I've really enjoyed doing it, but I really wanted to do a dedicated reading journal so that each month, at the end of the month, I'm not flipping back and forth through multiple pages and actually right now, multiple journals to find all the pages to document my reading this year. So what I did was I purchased my very first Archer and Olive journal. It's from the 2024 summer collection. I think they just had it on sale recently. It's the Mermaid. You might see it in this video. You might have seen it in my intro video. But I went through and kind of used sticky notes to lay out all the different pages that I knew I wanted to put in my reading journal. And then I went ahead and penciled out everything and used a Micron 08 pen to outline everything in black. And then comes the decorating, which is definitely my favorite part. And so I kind of just, after watching all the different videos, I kind of wait until inspiration strikes, I guess, if that's not too cliche. And for this page, inspiration definitely struck. This is my Book Shelfie. This is where I will document all of the books that I am hoping to read in 2025. I should be a little more specific, all of the print books that I hope to read next year. And I've done a couple of Book Shelfies so far in my current journal, but this one is the first one I've done with any kind of extra decoration. And I saw a different YouTuber, or maybe it was an Instagrammer, I'm going to try to link it down below if I can figure out who it was, that had this cute little chair in the corner. And I just thought, what a fun idea. So I sketched out the chair and put it in the corner and then kind of walked away from it for a few days. And I went to Hobby Lobby and found this beautiful leafy vellum. And once I saw the vellum, I was thinking it would be really cool to overlay the vellum on the chair so that it shows up because the lines will show through the vellum. And it kind of gives the chair a fabric look. I think I'd originally planned to just color it in with a marker or something, maybe draw a pattern on it myself, but I just love how this looks. And like I said, since you can see through the vellum, it made it really easy to stick down each piece. You can see I'm being a little bit particular. I didn't want the chair to accidentally be covered in all of the dark leaves or the light leaves. I really wanted it to look like different patches of fabric had been sewn together to make this chair. And I just was really kind of proud of this idea. I haven't seen anybody else do this. I've watched a lot of videos. It is very likely somebody else has had the same idea. But I was really proud of myself. I haven't seen anybody else use vellum this way to design their chair. And I love how it's going to make it stand out. My plan for the bookshelves, I don't use my bookshelves as much of a data tracker. I've seen people use it to track the number of books they read in each month. So maybe all the books they read in January will be one color, and then they pick a new color for February. or something similar with ratings, whether the book earned 5 stars or 4 stars. And I think I've even seen people use it to distinguish the different formats of books they've read. So maybe one color for audiobooks, one color for physical books, and so on. I like to use this Book Shelfie as a way to honor the books that have been sitting on my shelf the longest. So what I will do is I will go through and I keep a list, an ongoing list of books in the order that I acquire them, whether they were gifted to me or I found it at a thrift store or whatnot. And I will write them randomly on these spines, starting with the books at the top of that list, which are the books that I've had the longest on my shelf. This has been a really good system for me. This is how I've done my other Book Shelfie. And I love it because it means that there aren't any books that are just sitting on my shelf forever that don't get left behind, I guess, if you will, because newer, more exciting books are coming out and, maybe have a lot of hype on Instagram or something. I'm pretty choosy about my books. I do have a lot of books, but I'm pretty particular about only really getting a book, buying it, or, getting it at a yard sale or asking for it on as a gift, if it's something that truly sounds like something I want to read. And so, yeah. Oh, this distracted me for a minute. I think I stopped to show all the different stickers. So those vellum stickers on the top left there, I got those on Amazon. The washi tape and all of the papers I I purchased at Hobby Lobby. The wooden washi I already had, and then the Tombow markers I'm going to use because the colors coordinate with everything else in there. Sorry, that was a little bit of a funny jump in there. So anyway, like I was saying, I will just go through and write the titles of the books on the spines. And then as I read those books, I will just color them in with a Tombow marker that looks good on this page, that coordinates with the colors of my theme. Yeah, that's a system that's worked really well for me. I think right now it's actually Halloween today in 2024. So I haven't written any of the titles on the spines of the book yet because I still have a couple more months in 2024 to get through. I finished my other Book Shelfie, and so I'm already dipping into that list I was talking about. So I want to make sure that I don't put any books on here that have been read in 2024. So I'll probably add those in closer to the end of December once I am positive I'm not going to be able to squeeze any other books into this current year. Right now I'm cutting some of that wood grain washi that was in that weird little jump in part of the video. And I definitely could color all of the shelves with a brown marker, but I love the wood grain on this washi, and I just love that since the chair looks a little more realistic, like it's made out of fabric, I like that the shelves will also have that realistic vibe to them with this wood grain. And it's pretty forgiving since the wood grain has all those like wobbly, grainy lines in it. It's pretty easy to just cut and not worry about the line being perfectly straight. And then in other sections like this, you can see once I've measured the length of one shelf, I just kept using the same piece of washi. At the end, because I stuck down and lifted the different washi pieces so many times, I did have to use a glue stick and a couple of small parts just to make sure the ends were stuck down a little bit. It lost a little of the adhesive, but not a very big deal. Yeah. It's actually kind of funny watching myself work in fast motion. I'm a pretty slow planner. I might get an idea and jump right on it, but for the most part, the execution of these things, it just takes me a while. I get distracted. I do other things. So this video that I'm voiceovering right now is actually two separate videos put into one, because both videos together would have been about 2 hours, and I didn't really get that much done. That obviously doesn't include outlining all the books, drawing all the books. I just work very slow when I do this. I really enjoy the creative process. I'm not in any hurry, and I just have a lot of fun doing it. You'll also see that I don't decorate my pages in any particular order. Like I said, I'll get an idea for something and I just want to try it right then. So I believe after this spread, I jump sort of to the end of next year's setup video to work on my classics and DNF page. And you'll see me flip back and forth a lot during all these setup videos, because I like to make sure that elements aren't repeated too much or too frequently on back-to-back pages. I like all of the elements that I use to be spread out throughout all of the pages. That way, as you flip through, there's that cohesive feel, but every page feels a little bit unique. So I might not use this wood grain on the page prior to this or after. I might not use that vellum on the chair before or after either. I tried placing some of those vellum stickers on there. None of them were really working for me. So even though I didn't intend to use any other stickers than those vellum ones, I decided size-wise to put little plants on the shelves. I think I'd pull out some other stickers and see if there's any little bookshelf type decorations that I could put on the shelves. And nothing just really was giving the vibe that I wanted. I think I really wanted something just very relaxed feeling. So I pulled out some of those, and in the end, I just decided to go with some different plants on each shelf, and I draw some little pots to go with them. You'll notice also, if you continue watching my videos or this video, I can be a bit persnickety. I don't know if I would call myself a perfectionist. I definitely see a lot of things that would be done much better by somebody with a more talented hand. But I do tend to be a little particular. I like colors to be balanced. I like lines to be pretty straight. I just can be a little particular about things, and it doesn't bother me. It definitely is part of the reason why I move so slowly, but you'll see as I'm laying down some different plants here that they just, I change my mind a lot. There's a few stickers that I put down and then I eventually peel up. I don't worry too much about wasting them. All of those leaf stickers, the greenery stickers, were also from a package on Amazon. I think my mom got it for me. And it came with so many stickers, and a lot of them were duplicates. There's no way I will ever use all of those stickers. And so for me, it's more important to love what I'm working on, since I'm hoping to open this up every month and update it. I want to love what I see every time I open it. And so if that means that a couple of stickers had to get a little chopped up and maybe hit the garbage can, then that's okay with me. I'm not too worried about it. And sorry that the journal's a bit off camera. I really struggle with knowing exactly where the camera is, but I'm new to this and I don't really mind. Again, this is really just for fun and just to share my thinking with others. I love the journal community. I love watching other people's videos and getting inspired by them. And so I'm hoping that this does the same for somebody else. The other thing that you'll find out about me, along with jumping all over the place as far as which pages I decorate next, I also sometimes will get as much done as was in my head. So for example, like the chair, I knew I wanted to do that. I was pretty sure I wanted to put plants on the shelves. But I had no idea what I wanted to do at the top of this page next to the book's read title. And so sometimes I will just walk away. I will just call it done. I'll walk away. I won't quite know what else that I want to do with it. And I'm truly okay with that. You'll notice in future videos that I will come back once I have an idea and add some things to it. So for now, all of those pots are going to stay just like that. At this point, I was debating coloring them in with markers, but I didn't want the shelves to be marker heavy, meaning like I wasn't sure what color would be different enough, because I'm hoping to use a few different colors for the books so that it just looks like a really pretty randomly colored bookshelf. And then that top of the page. So that's my Book Shelfie page. And now I'm going to flip through and work on my classics did not finish. So I had a couple of plaid options. I just watched Amanda Rach Lee's, I believe it's her October bullet journal setup, and she did a plaid. And I've done a plaid pattern in one of my coloring books, and I loved it. It's super easy to do. And when I saw her do that for October layout, I was thinking, that's pretty cool. I haven't done that in a while, so let's give it a try. So one night while I was watching some shows with my husband, I just played around with some different color markers and created a few different plaid patterns. And this was the one that he just thought was the nicest one. So I said, okay, I'll go for it. And so really, you can probably tell on the left and the top, I sort of planned it out. All these dots sometimes make my eyes go a little fuzzy, and I didn't want to space things incorrectly, because then, you know, part of what's cool about plaid is how straight the lines are and how evened out everything is. And so I made little notes to myself on the side, just lightly in pencil. And then I went ahead with all the different colors and just freehanded all the stripes. The dots on the dot grid really help out with that. So for this page, this is my classics page. I have a few classics that I'm hoping to read or planning to read in 2025. I'm not really sure what I want to do with this page. I don't know if I want to put the covers of the books on this page. It seems like that might be a little bit busy with the plaid behind it. I'm not sure if I want to just list them, but then again, same problem. So I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with this page. I do come back in and add some more elements to this page to make it look a little bit better. So you'll see that again in another video when I come back and I'm like, ooh, I think I should do this to it. But yeah, I just haven't quite decided. I loved the idea of one page just kind of having a fun, bold pattern, since none of the prints that I bought at Hobby Lobby had a kind of pattern on them. So there I am erasing all those things. And I have to tell you guys, that silly little fish eraser. So I'm a teacher. I teach 3rd grade, and our school does a couple of book fairs every year. And my daughter insists that I buy that eraser for my journaling, and it has been the best eraser I've ever had. It's so funny. I think it was like $5. I don't know what I'm going to do when it wears out, but it's been a great eraser. This is my only regret on the page. I really wish I had just done the whole page from the beginning. You can see above the word classics, a little bit of the black smeared. And then where I went in and filled in, you can see that little bit of overlay of marker. That's one of those persnickety things I was talking about. That's the kind of thing that will drive me bonkers because I see it so easily. I might be able to disguise it when I get to working or putting things actually on this page as I read classics, but you'll see, like I said, I tweak the page a little bit, and I think it helps later. And this is my DNF, or did not finish page. And so I've gotten a lot better at letting a book go if I'm not enjoying it. As my good friend Alyssa says, life is too short to read books that I'm not enjoying, and she's absolutely right. So Again, same kind of thing. I'm not quite sure if I want to list them or put the covers on there. I feel like that's even too nice to showcase the cover of a book I didn't enjoy or want to read. So I haven't decided there, but I did know that I wanted that same plaid there just so the page feels a little bit balanced. And so same thing on the top and the left, I penciled out the plan I had for the page and used that just as a guide so I didn't accidentally put the wrong colors anywhere. And there's my fabulous fishy eraser again. I think I'm gonna cry when that eraser is all worn out. The vellum stickers from Amazon, they are really nice. They're so pretty. There's just a gentleness about them. It sounds silly, but there really is. They're just a little hard to peel off, but zero regrets in buying those stickers. They weren't expensive. I can try to link them down below. If you're interested, leave a comment. But I keep trying to fix that section and it's just not fixing very well, but whatever. But those vellum stickers are really awesome. I see a lot of reading journalists that go with a dark academia theme or maybe a fantasy theme, and I think they're amazing. They look so good, but anybody that knows me knows that that is just not my vibe at all. And there's my classics and did not finish page. And hold on, because my cat needs to be let out of this room. Hold on. All right. So I played around with a few stickers. I always try some things out and try to figure out what is going to look the best. That deer sticker, I try that deer sticker everywhere, pretty much in every video, and it just does not mesh well for me. In the end, I decided I liked this butterfly, so I tried to use a white gel pen to darken out some of the darker marker lines. I have no idea why I didn't darken out the black lines that make the DNF box, but I keep forgetting to go back and do that. I don't know why I didn't just do the black lines too. For some reason I did not. So other than that, I really love how this kind of aqua colored butterfly just adds a little bit of color to this side of the page outside of the plaid color. And then I flipped all the way back to my reading journal title page, and originally, you can probably guess from my notes at the top and from what I'm doing, my original plan was to go ahead and copy that same plaid pattern here, as I said, to kind of keep that cohesiveness going, and that way it wouldn't be like the plaid was just in one place in the book. It would show up in a few places. But once I did the vertical stripes, there was just something kind of nice about it. And you'll see, I flipped back and forth a few times just to kind of decide what I'm going to do. But in the end, I just really loved the stripes. And so I decided I'm just going to have this page be stripes. And I'm not sure if another place in the journal will just have the stripes also, probably, but I am not far enough along in the actual decorating of all the pages to make that decision. And I believe the last one that I work on in this video, I was trying to decide, leave it, do the plaid, leave it there. I flipped through some pages just in case something gives me some inspiration, and decided on this page I'm going to go ahead and just color in the little key at the top. So the plan on this page is that whenever I finish a book, I'm going to look at what year it was published, and then I'll color a flower on this page according to the key at the top. And I'm really proud of this idea too. I've seen some different ways that people record the years published for their books, but I haven't seen anybody quite do this, and I think it's going to look really cool at the end. At least I hope so. And so I just went ahead and colored in the keys for those pages. But as you can imagine, they're not quite done yet. And I decided for my last spread during this sit down of working, I was going to work on my reading challenge spread. So I don't really partake of any book clubs or any specific reading challenges, but I decided that since I had so many books on my physical bookshelves that are waiting to be read, I probably had enough books to follow along with a reading challenge. And so I use the Storygraph app on my phone to record the books that I've been reading. And I kind of poked around through the app a little bit, and they did have a reading challenge for 2025. And it's pretty simple. Each month just has a different, I guess, prompt might be the word. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but each month basically has a prompt for what to read that month. And they're really kind of fun. I think one of them is read a book from your hometown or your home state. Another one is read a book by a disabled author with a disabled main character. And so I don't quite finish this spread in this video, but I knew that I wanted the left-hand side of those boxes to be these different colors that also coordinate with the colors throughout the theme. So I'm putting the months on there, and then I decide I'm going to go ahead and just try out some decorations. And I will be honest, this page was one of my least favorite decorated pages. The spacing of everything, it just didn't leave a lot of room around the edges. And I don't like things to be completely full and overwhelmed, but I don't love a lot of white space either. So again, I strive for that balance that's kind of pleasing to the eye. And you can see I wanted to try out these WASHIs. I haven't used them anywhere else in the book really. And so I just kind of play around with things a bit. And yeah, I end up with the same problem where they do lose a little adhesiveness, but I end up using a glue stick for that part. The plan for this page is I'll write what the prompt is on the colored left-hand side of the box. And then in the white space in the middle, I will put the cover of the book once it's finished being read. And yeah, so I love the way this black washi looks with the roses, with the washi with the roses, but it was just, I was having a struggle figuring out how to pull it all together. And same as the greenery stickers I mentioned before, I don't stress about wasting washi. I don't think I've ever finished a roll of washi. And I've been scrapbooking since, I want to say since I was about 15 years old. And I know washi wasn't a thing that long ago, but if you do any of this kind of stuff, you know how much washi you end up buying and accumulating over the years. And I don't think I've ever used up a whole roll of washi. And there are some washis I use a lot. And so again, for me, what's important is ending up with something I really love. And if what I really, I like that sticker at the bottom. I don't know why I decided not to do that. I like that at the bottom in the middle. But if what works for me is to try out washi a few different ways, I try not to cut it until I'm pretty sure I like it. But I don't mind if a little bit of washi is wasted for me to achieve the look that I'm hoping to achieve. Again, ultimately, I want to love looking at this journal every time I open it. I don't want to open it and wish I had done it a little differently, because at some point the washi doesn't lift as easily and the stickers don't peel off as easily. And also, you know, I'll be decorating for each month as the year goes on. I don't want to keep coming back and messing with these pages anymore. I just love these hanging succulent stickers. They look like they're a pain, but that's your persnickety voiceover here trying to make sure that they look like they're hanging straight and not crooked. They did curl a little bit, and so sometimes it was hard to tell, so I keep playing with it until it looks like it's not swinging in the wind. And then that's pretty much my reading challenge page. I think I usually do a little bit of a flip back and forth to see how does it hit me now that I think it's done. And I didn't love that pink rose washi going all the way across the middle. There was something about it. and I think it just felt like a lot of rose pattern, which may seem kind of weird because the black and white is a lot of black and white grid pattern. But I really, in the end, I think this just felt more balanced to me. And that's pretty much where I left off with this. So I double checked all the pages I made sure I felt good about closing my book, and that's it. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe.